All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We got a short but exciting week with Thanksgiving, and since we got a little bit of time, I thought I would focus on the big biotech play that I made last week. So I got some decent size on it right now with like $10,000, but I got a unique strategy and we have more information. So I thought if we could focus on it in this video, it'll make things a little bit more simple, and we're going to have to deal with a lot this week still too, even though it's short and even though the volume is usually lower on holiday weeks, we are actually still going to get a couple of events. So it's going to be interesting. I even got a crypto update and all of that. So it's going to be exciting. I need you to drop your thumbs up on the video. I need that random play. I hope I see you on the stream. You know, I'm going through this quick. I'm not going to waste time. And even for the sensitive souls, you're not even getting the Josh checkup right now. I'm going to just give you a simple motivational line. It's very simple. I've never seen somebody hate their way into loving themselves. If you don't know what that means, man, it means love yourself. It means love the moment. Enjoy everything and everything you can learn from it, baby. Okay, that's it. That's all. That's what I'll give you on Sunday, baby. I'm hyped. It's going to be a wild week, so we're going to go over all of that. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown on what to expect this week, and then I got 3 plays, but we are going to be focusing on that first biotech one, PRVB, and then it's going to be exciting, Chad. So I hope you're ready. I hope I see you in the morning, and run it. God bless you.
Working to the couch, it's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Mama never plans if you waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
Right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, it looks so dry with the high-low ticker. Not all right now, but let's get to the keys. I mean, the first thing I want to point out is don't forget that was a pretty big option expiration on Friday, and usually we see a lot of moves afterwards, but there's going to be nothing this week. So even tomorrow on Monday, I really want to watch how it plays out, but most of the data, it will be arriving on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's really going to be, I said it's bunch, it's supposed to be punch, a 1-2 punch, okay? But it will be exciting, and then I'll break it down a little bit more for you. Essentially, on Tuesday, you are going to be getting a lot of Fed speakers, and one of them is going to be Bullard. So don't forget what happened with Bullard this week, and then even with Waller on Monday as well, too. A lot of them have surprised us as of late, so I do think they may be able to move the market. And then on Wednesday, you will be getting the minutes and the consumer sentiment. So this is very important. I don't know if you guys have been watching or not, or if you've been on stream, but we've been saying, you see how the market has been going up and down and up and down. It looks like a giant scam. Everyone's like, I'm getting scammed. Oh my God. But the whole point is, until we get some of this data to kind of give wind or shift the sails, I mean, we need important data, and thankfully, even though it's a short week, the minutes will pack a punch, and then we have seen consumer sentiment actually have some big effects. So Fed speakers on Tuesday, Wednesday for the data, and that's really going to be all of it. So keep that in mind. And then to the final key, Friday will still be open. The market is closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, but Friday will be a half day, but it's going to be slow. So the velocity from the data events, I think that's going to be the real big driver. And even though it's a slow week, I mean, all bets are off. I am going to be looking out for the fact that, hey, if we get a surprise on the minutes, or if we get anything bad with consumer sentiment, that may pick up the velocity. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but you know what to watch for. It should be simple, and then we will see what happens. And to drop one more fun fact, if you've been following from back in the day, you probably remember that 01, but usually the volume the day before and the day after Thanksgiving, it is 50% lower. So I wonder how it's going to play out with some economic data this week, but it's going to be exciting. I hope you're ready, Chad, but let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, man, let's get into the biotech play. I'm actually very excited to share this one, but it is PRVB. So we were talking about this over the last week. I got it the other day. Then we got the approval. I even said on the last watch list, I wanted to sell half, but I ended up buying 800 more shares. Why? Because after the approval, the next day, the stock was down. So it was at the cheapest point I bought it, and I was like, you know, I think there's a little bit more to it. And then even looking at the price and everything, I thought it was kind of an emotional reaction. But I said, I think we're going to get a positive play. Again, everything about it seemed pretty good. But now there's one big kicker, and this is like half biotech, half a generic contract play. I'm not talking an option contract, but this biotech has a deal with Sanofi. I said this on stream. My play is it's a bet against Sanofi. I'm trying to run their pockets, but I'll go over it. But essentially, alongside of their FDA approval, there was a terms and conditions that they had an agreement with Sanofi that if they got the approval, Sanofi would give them an additional $30 million, and then a Sanofi would buy $35 to $40 million worth of equity at a 40% premium of the 5-day average of the stock. So why this is important? Because, well, if you look at the last couple days on PRVB, it's already up almost about 100%. So even now with the FDA approval, now Sanofi is required to buy $40 million or $35 million of the stock at a premium, and it's based on the 5-day average price. So pretty much every 5-day average price is high. The date started on the day of approval, and now per the deal, they have until, I believe, February 2023 to make that decision. So they're actually required to. I was thinking it was an option on Friday. No, they are actually required to, and this is a contractual. I hit the horn, my bad. It's a contractual obligation. So that's the first part, and I'm going to show you guys something about it, because if you go look at the company, you will realize they are a dilution machine. And with any biotech, that's the worry again, even with Longeveron, if you remember. And this play reminds me a lot of it, but it's so much different. Again, Longeveron was undervalued, pure value play. This one's a mix of both the value of the drug approval, but mainly this contract here. But with any biotech, this is where you guys can learn from it. Always, 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 the fear is dilution, especially after approval. I mean, these biotech companies aren't making money until they sell their drugs, so they use the stock to fund everything, and that's why people get worried about it. So these are the things, but now what I'm trying to tell you, and I got a little thing, I haven't even showed it yet. I'm just giving you the quick breakdown so far, but I know we will get a catalyst by February 2023. Pretty much from now until February, I am assuming we are going to hear the terms of the deal, and we're going to find out that Sanofi bought $30 or $40 million of this stock at X price. And this is what I'm saying. If the price keeps going higher and higher and higher, Sanofi is going to have to keep paying higher and higher and higher, because again, it's from now until February, and it's based on a 5-day move. Now, if the price goes lower, they will benefit off of it. And I mean, you could even argue they would love to see this stock go down right now. But like I have right here, I mean, I hope you could do the logical assessment. You know, this catalyst isn't urgent, and the timing is really what's going to get you the most money, because in the next couple of days, if it does sell off, I mean, this news isn't going to change. We are going to hear from Sanofi, but if it goes down 50%, I mean, that's where you're going to want to enter in on it. So I hope you see what I'm saying, because we know the news is going to come up, but it's on such a big time frame. I guess now about 3 to 4 months, a little longer. So the price can fluctuate a lot. So it's not like you need to go in early, and that's what I think is going to make this very, very challenging. So now let me show you a little bit more. This was actually from a conference call that they did, and literally analysts were asking them, they're like, hey, is there a concern that investors that you're going to do an equity raise, and are you going to dilute? And the CEO, co-founder, and president, she pretty much explained they got a bunch of cash, this FDA approval. I mean, it got them even access to a $40 million credit line. It got them $30 million up front from Sanofi. And if you remember on Friday, I was saying I didn't know the premium they would pay. Well, thankfully, the CEO says it right here. This is the transcript of the conference call, but they said Sanofi, $35 million in equity at a 40% premium. And then they were saying that they were going to get all this, but where is it? I think it's a very, very long one, but she says that they see tremendous optionality, and she didn't say they weren't going to dilute, but all she was saying is, hey, look, we have all this money and we're going to pursue every option. But she was pretty much saying they got enough cash runway to take them into the end of 2023. And then even by January, they will start to be able to sell the diabetes drug that just got approved. So this is why I'm like, it is a very compelling thing overall now. It's one thing about the biotech and, if they end up making money and becoming successful, but even in the short to midterm now with this whole Sanofi thing, I think it is going to be exciting. So if you guys don't remember from Friday, I only started with about 200 shares. So I added 800 more. I have about 1,000 shares at $7.97. And really my plan is wait until there and then kind of like every $1.50, $2 that it drops, if it drops, I'd be willing to buy some more on there and kind of write it down and see. I think I'll stop myself out. I don't want to go in with more than Longeveron, but right now I'm in with about $10,000. But even if it goes down to 3, I don't even think I could even run this past 20K if I even bought 1,000 shares at every level. But this is what I'm going to be watching. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Again, I hope you're able to make your own decision with this. And like I'm even telling you, it's not that urgent. It's just going to be interesting, and you're going to have to find your way with it. But hopefully you're seeing, it's one thing about a biotech, one thing about the drug, the approval, how to play the dates and all of that. But if you'll notice, this play, just like the Longeveron one, a lot of people look at these surface levels or they'll say it's like this and that, but it's like it could go deeper. It doesn't always happen like this, but now we got a little bit more information that it's just not at the surface level. It's quite simple. There's a contract. Again, the same thing with Longeveron. They got the PRV or the priority voucher. It was worth more than they were worth as a company. It's these little things sometimes that could be the greatest catalyst. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to be writing it in there. Please be cautious. Again, none of this is a recommendation nor an endorsement, and you will get clapped. So keep watching it, baby. But that is going to be play number 1. As far as everything else for the rest of the week, I'm going to be watching the yen and currencies, and hopefully you see why. The Bank of Japan has been way too calm. They've been way too quiet. And then with there being a low volume week this week, I want to see if we get any big moves on a slow week, because that might be able to snitch. And like I'm saying, ever since the bounce we have of the market and all the currencies, you haven't really heard from the Bank of Japan or even the Euro or, the Bank of England or anything like that. So I think that in and of itself will be a good guide to watch this week. And then finally, I hope you watched yesterday's video. That was a lot of fun too, man. And get me some questions. I got you, baby. Amen. But GBTC, this is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Remember last week, I'm already holding short on Bitcoin futures and Ethereum futures, but this one is a very interesting ARB play. It's arbitrage, essentially. If anything happens to Grayscale, you will have a way to play between the ETF and Bitcoin. Pretty much, they'll do opposites of each other. Again, you can watch the video. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about this a lot tomorrow on stream, so hopefully we see you there. But in general, we've been covering a lot of the SBF stuff. We've gotten a lot of stuff early, but just watch for developments this week regarding Digital Currency Group. If they cannot raise money or you hear problems about them raising money, this is going to be the domino that hits this play where you're going to be able to get some moves on there. So hopefully this all helps. As far as everything else, I don't even know. What did we do on Friday? I don't even think that I did that much. Yeah, you can see here I started with the PRVB. I grabbed my 800 shares there pre-market. As I saw it drop, I said, okay, run it. Then I grabbed 30 shares of Ross. I'm still holding those. I waited till it came down after the earnings reaction, but I'm still pretty high on there. But again, that whole recession-proof narrative, I wanted to try to get a flip, so still holding that. Remember those Lockheed Martin shares? We had 25. I sold them out. It was like a $300 profit. Then I opened up the bond play like we said on the watch list. I only ended up going with one. I think it drew down about $200. I did it early as I was still holding stuff, and yes, I'm still holding that big ES from the last 2 days, so we're going to be writing that into tomorrow. And then I put 1,000 shares of PRVB at a $100 limit. This is the ghetto lockup. It's just superstitious at that point. And then we flipped NQ at the bottom. That was like a $500 or $600 profit. Then I tried to play Sava, but they didn't have any shares. We caught news. Again, literally no shares. They had offering news, so that one didn't go through. And then I flipped another NQ for a couple $100. So we were still able to realize about $1,000 still on Friday, holding the other ones. And then now we're just holding everything else. Again, nothing really has changed. I cut out the LMT. Still got the Qualcomm killing me. Still down on the Disney. I got that other mini short. We got the big ES. And again, it's paired up there with the options as well. The MBT, the Bitcoin, the MES. And then there's a couple other I think I'm missing on here. But for the most part, nothing has really changed. And a lot of the stuff we've been flipping in and out, take the money. And then again, got rid of LMT and now holding Ross. And then we will see what happens with this week. But That is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, you got to enjoy the moment. The code loves you. We going to have our Thanksgiving, but appreciate and love everything around you. I'm telling you, some of y'all, you shouldn't have been here. You should have quit a long time ago, and do not let the worries of the world weigh you down. Everybody like the holidays for the corporations and blah, 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 and all this stuff, but hey, it's very simple, man. Enjoy everything around you, even if you don't got anything. I hope you know that, man. I hope you could learn to love it, because I know, and I hope you could take confidence in it that, bro, if you're watching this channel, you're working hard, you're even thinking about saving and investing and all that, oh, man, these bad times will not last, my friend. So I hope you enjoy it and just keep that mentality in the right place. But Chattadonia, you're built for it. And, man, it's almost Christmas, the end of the year, and then get ready 2023, baby. It's game time. I love you. I'll see you in the morning, and happy holidays. Get ready for all of it, but peace out.